Lord Hybrid, okay? Big up to Lord Hybrid.
Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid. Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
I'm saying,
Lord Hybrid.
I'm getting money out here independently. I own my own brands 100%, and I bought the G-Wagon cash. Lord Hybrid.
And then I want to give an acknowledgement to my rich friends in the building. Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
Nigga got money.
Ain't nobody got more money than Lord Hybrid up in here.
The big home.
thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid, I see you, sir. Salute.
The big home.
Lord Hybrid. My boy got them bands, bro.
Shut the fuck up!
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid. Get the fuck out of here! Lord Hybrid up in this bitch.
And then I want to give an acknowledgement to my rich friends in the building. Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
And Lord Hybrid is in the building.
All right. Yeah. Your boy Lord Hybrid is back. Fresh out of jail. Shout out to my boy Daniel Bell. Let's get paid, Daniel Bell. Let's get paid. Drop the hammer down on these niggas. But anyway, yeah, we back. You know what I mean? And it's hard for a humanoid like me to try to feel emotions. I don't know much about emotions, though I do feel emotions. Keep it 100. We ain't gonna act like we Teflon Don up in here, but yeah. We feel emotions, but we learn to only make decisions based on facts, observations. You know what I'm saying? So we deal with emotions. But anyway, why are we here? We're here to talk about I will pay my wife a paycheck. Okay. SPI, girlfriend lifestyle. I got so caught up in the girlfriend experience, which isn't all that I forgot about just actually having a girlfriend. And so how to do that SPI and have a girlfriend and live that lifestyle, that's something that I'm figuring out on the fly. So, I'm just explaining to you as I'm experiencing it. You got to look at my content as kind of like, if I ever get rich, this guy already taught me how to live that lifestyle as a rich person. And the monetized relationship failures. And that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it because we learn through failure. You know what I'm saying? And we make mistakes. You try to ride that bike, you fall off that bike. You gotta scrape your knees up a couple of times before you learn how to really ride that bike. Life is the same way. So we're gonna talk about the monetized relationship failures. Because I failed. I definitely failed. But anyway, I'm gonna pay my wife a paycheck. Let's talk about that. Now, why would I want to pay my wife a paycheck? First of all, you got to understand my position. I remember I was listening to these rappers. It might have been Cameron or somebody like that. They was talking about when they was on set with Beyonce. And wherever Beyonce dressing room at, the whole area, I think the rapper came into the area and they was like, no, you got to leave here. You can't be here. And anybody that wasn't on that team couldn't get near Beyonce. And they said, like every 30 minutes, Jay-Z was calling. He was like, yo, who's there? What's going on there? Oh, he's there. No, get him out of there. Don't let nobody in there. No, just her and her makeup or whoever, her support staff, that's it. And the security. Nobody else, especially not no dudes. Yeah. So, we was taught about, certain things in like Manosphere talking points about mate guarding. I don't know if it was big time, but whatever. But dominant males do mate guard, and you're supposed to protect your queen. You're supposed to keep, in chess, when you get the queen, the game's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's a reason for protecting the queen, and men of status usually do that. You want somebody, you want direct control. So I don't want another man. Firstly, the first reason why my wife would get a paycheck is because your wife's not going to get a paycheck, and it's better to be with me than it is to be with you. Your wife's gonna have to go out there and work for some other man. I'm saying all of you, but maybe most of you. And I want to be the ultimate authority in my wife's life. I mean, every dollar she get her hands on come from me. All control is mine. Yeah, I don't want her going out there working for the bank and some other men paying her, and she's an authority. Then when she come home to you, I've been working all day for my real man, the man that pays me, the bank, or the whatever where she work at. She don't feel like cooking for you and catering to you and doing everything it takes for you to get the value from her that you really desire. But because you're not paying for everything and also not paying her, you don't get all of the value you're supposed to get because you're not giving all of the value you're supposed to give. So for my wife, whoever that shall be, she's not gonna be she's definitely not gonna be working for no other man. I will be top dog in her life at period, every aspect. everything rolls up to me. Just like everybody in my company and even all my clients, everything eventually rolls up to me. Yeah. So you think I want another man having influence or even access to my wife? No. I remember when Christopher got made in the mafia on the Sopranos. I remember Chris, he got made and he was excited and he was talking to his at that time fiance. It was important to him that what?
Adriana, I think this could be it.
What?
He told me to look sharp and meet him at Modell's in half an hour. He told me to shine my shoes.
Oh my God.
So this is actually when Christopher finds out that he's about to be a made man. So as soon as he knows he's got that, he starts giving instruction. This is when we had real masculinity. Right? Everybody's talking about masculinity, but this is when the man was the boss.
Christopher?
Buy me a shirt and tie to go with this. Not the camellia, though. Paulie's got one just like it.
I can't believe it. I mean, I knew it would happen, but... So now can we get out of here? You know? Get a big loft, maybe?
You're giving notice today.
You wish.
He said, "You're giving notice today." He just got the call. One of the first things he told his woman was,
You wish. Out of here? You know? Get a big loft, maybe?
You're giving notice today.
"You are giving notice today."
Wish.
The wife of a made guy doesn't host this.
The wife, see, I'm a made man. I made myself. Chris is getting made. I made myself. But being a made man is being at a higher level in society. Because even within the society of the mafia, you know, the made men were the upper tier. When you were made, your wife couldn't work. So for me at my level, being a millionaire and having the power that I have, you know, YouTube can't stop my money, Twitch, nobody. You know, I have a 100% wholly owned business where I control production and distribution and wholly owned by me. I'm a stakeholder. You know, so the position that I put myself in society, appreciate that, Staticky. I can't, I can't operate in the old rules. So my rules and my level of society is our women don't work. And so, traditionalism is a thing that, it depends on what you come from, but I come from traditionalism, and traditionalism is my structure that I understand. Now, the specific mechanisms of that structure, especially domestically, are disadvantageous and highly risk, more than my tolerance for that. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about why I'm gonna pay my wife a paycheck, it's because I want to be I am an authoritarian over my family. So for the family that I form, I want complete authority, which is impossible to attain through a legal marriage in the United States, but in other places, you know, the government isn't as involved in things like that. And I can create a situation for myself where I had the control and the leverage that I want. So you know, for me, one of the things that I really appreciate about my situation is I have a positive communication and relationship with my the girl I'm with, you know, my girlfriend. You know, so when I wake up in the morning and, you know, sometimes, you know, I wake up in the morning, we text each other in the morning when I'm laying in the bed, and, you know, we have pleasantries. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just think if I was dealing with a 40-year-old American chick, would I be having these types of conversations? Would be having the fun, intimate conversations that are special and that mean something and that are memorable? I probably would not. So some of the communications that I really enjoy, and in terms of potentially starting a family, you get to a certain age, man, it's like certain people say, you know, casual relationships, you know, just flying. Man, I did that. I was doing that 10 years ago. That's not a good life. It's not a good life. And also, you got to understand it's different experiences in life. Like, if you listen to a divorced guy who's already had his kids and, you know, they almost grown or they grown, they going to college or they, you know, he had his experience. But then as some content creators like myself, we didn't have that experience. So we still want that experience, but we have more wisdom in choosing and we have more wealth to be in control. So from my perspective, you know, which I'm not here to invalidate anybody else's perspective. I'm just saying, having lived the, you know, casual relationship, short-term relationship over time, it becomes undesirable. And then, you know, from my experiences, you know, seeing life, I look at people in my family who passed on and they got older, they had people, kids, grandkids, things like that to take care of them or to make sure that they were properly got the care they needed, which I did, you know what I mean? And for people in my family. So when I look at some of them, I was like, if they didn't have any type of family or kids, you know, who would have looked out for them when they couldn't look out for themselves? Also, every person is put on the planet to reproduce. Everybody's born with reproductive organs, and we're supposed to reproduce, and that is going to be a natural urge. That's in a society they've how would I say it? They've academic, you know, they've taught, they've put into the knowledge of the society that, you know, that aspect of life isn't important. And you have the right to say, you know, I don't want to do that and all of that. But actually, you know, everybody's duty is to reproduce. Everybody's supposed to reproduce. And people are not reproducing, and that's harmful to society. So for me, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna pay my wife a paycheck because I want her to have some privacy and freedom with her money. Like, I don't want her to have to come begging me for money, you know. I want her to have access to her own money that she can spend how she wants to spend. That I don't control directly. I just make sure that she gets a payment on a, monthly or twice monthly basis to where she has operating capital for herself. But also, like my chick was saying, she said, she sent me a message today saying, I sent her some funds for a specific reason. And she hit me up and was like, oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong image. Hold on. This one. Yeah, this one. I sent her some money. She was like, I would like to give you money. And I'm helping her understand that that's not her job to give me money. It's my job to give her money and to make sure that her situation is secure. And help her understand, your job is to take care of me. I'll go get the money. I'm not telling this shit. I'm not certain that this girl is gonna be my wife or anything, but I'm just saying, we're developing a relationship with intent, and we both understand the intent. We both understand the stakes. So she understands. It's the stakes are. She has more to gain monetarily from being with me. So she understands her obligation and how important this is. See, her getting with me could change future generations of her family tree and take them to a whole different trajectory, which is much better. Generations. She understands that. She understands the value of that. Of course, subsidized domestics don't understand that. They can't, they can't process that and react positively on that. But I'm programming her. So when I was talking to one of my homies, my boy Spark, and we were just talking about the situation, my thing was I was emphasizing, that it's necessary to make sure they understand your vision and make them prove that they're committed to you. Because family, you'll eventually need that, and it's better to have that than not to have that. And so once you put yourself in a position to where you can support and maintain your family, it's good eventually to have one. Some people do it in the early part of their life. They divorce and they decide to live single. Nothing wrong with that, and that's 100% understandable. Then there's some who don't get to that until later in life. And so some people do it in the first half of life. Some people do it in the second half of life. Some people do it for most of their adult life. They marry young and they stay married. That happens too. I have family members who did that. I got family members younger than me. I got a cousin that actually works with me in my business who married his wife when he was 18 and they're still married. And I'm talking about he's younger than me, but he's not much younger than me. He's less than 10 years younger than me. So he's in his 40s. He's been married to his wife since they was both 18, and his wife is my cousin. But I always knew him because His uncle was married to another member of my family, so he always been in the family. You know what I'm saying? So programming her to understand her role. Your role is to take care of me. If you take care of me, I'll be better to go out and make money. And let her know that, you know, for me, it's not all about the money. She knowing it's not all about the money. I'm not buying her time, and it's a monetized relationship, which every relationship is monetized. You know, the Bible establishes marriage as a monetary relationship, an economic relationship, in which in the Bible it says that the man is supposed to take care of the family. You know, it says like a man that doesn't it says a man who doesn't take care of his family isn't of the faith. And I think God looks at it as worse than, I mean, yo, God's like, yo, he frowns upon men not taking care of their families, and he tasked the man with provision for the family. So, you know, it might be looking like tricking. You know what I'm saying? It might be looking like tricking to people who have that mentality, but you know, I look at it like this.
Ain't nobody slinging no dick in here but Big Daddy, because he's the only one paying bills.
I want to be Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be Little Daddy. I want to be her man. I don't want to be her rapper. So, also, I want to marry this girl. I'm gonna keep it real. I want to legally marry this woman, legally and church marry the woman. I do. Because I look back over the times when I had opportunities for marriage and, you know, I didn't take advantage of them. And a couple of them I regret not doing, but there was moments when it looked like it was the right time to do it, but I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger, or something quite wasn't right, or it was a little thing. But when I look back, I was like, you know what? Those were good women who would have been good wives. And I should have been more taking advantage of those opportunities, but I was more youthful and I didn't understand the value of family. And then just things happen over time where I learned, like, you know what, it would really kind of be good to have one. It's good to have your own clan. It's good to have your own clan. So I hope I can marry the girl. I mean, we have a good, I would say we have a good connection. Yeah, I would say we have a solid connection, and maybe that's what it should be based on. You know, maybe that's what it should be based on. You know, sometimes you get those little honeymoon periods, and those are the times when, you know, you should have maybe went ahead and did that. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you're just enjoying each other, and it's all peace, it's all good. I mean, relationships have evolved, so, you know, it's not always going to be fun. It's not always going to be romantic, but when you do have that, that's kind of good. So we got to know how to take advantage of things, you know, when they're available, when the timing is right. Yeah, I said I like two girls I could have married slipped through my fingers when You know, the first one, I mean, she was begging. She'd asked me to marry her twice, and I never did it. And then she came back and was trying, and I just was like, either I wasn't where I wanted to be, the relationship wasn't where I wanted to be, something wasn't perfect. And I'm like, you know what? If I get an opportunity again, I'm not gonna pass it up. So is it possible? Definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Something that I'm definitely trying to consider. You know what I mean? Because I made a lot. I made a like when she was saying, it was something supposed to go on with her family, like Holy Week or something like that, and I was like, let's go be with your family for the job. I was like, I don't care about the jobs. Well, they might. I'm like, I don't care about that. If you need to be with your family, go be with your family. Because if you with me, that's not, you're not gonna need a job when you really with me. And she was like, well, I don't want to sit around and do nothing. I was like, nah, you gonna have something to do. It's one of the more important things. I want you to stay in that gym and keep that body tight for me. When I met you, you was on some of this right here. And I like that. So that's you getting up and going to the gym and keeping all that stuff together that I like. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be part of your job. Children's gonna be a part of your job. You're gonna have something to do. Don't worry about being idle. And of course, you're gonna be with me, so you're gonna get a paycheck. So you're gonna have money. You ain't got to come begging to me every time you need $5. You're gonna be on a salary. And part of that is also as a control mechanism, reward system. It's like people get promoted and demoted. She's gonna be my wife over many years. So it's like, if performance is bad, you're gonna get a pay decrease. Performance is better, you're gonna get an increase. Over time, you get more perks, more benefits. It's gonna be much better being my wife than being another nigga wife. Way better. Yeah. So I'd rather you be at the gym keeping all this together than to be at, the office or the bank or the restaurant or something like that. Because you need, you think you need a job. You with me, you don't need no job. It's part of more of the perks. Being a hybrid's wife. You're gonna be the hybrid's wife. So I'm definitely open to it. And actually, there's some good team planning on it. Because that's part of the SPI girlfriend lifestyle is like, if I'm gonna actually call you my girlfriend, that means I'm dating you with intention. To make you a fiance or to make you a wife, even in a if not, you wouldn't be called a girlfriend. You would probably be a sugar baby or just a casual acquaintance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely planning on or working towards the establishment of family. I'm definitely working towards the establishment of family and creating a true and real bond and creating ties that's generational, keeping my unit strong. So part of that is the girlfriend lifestyle, everybody got to put their shit out that's attracting. So she's trying to show me I'm going to take care of your sexual needs very well. I'm going to take care of you very well. When she comes over, she be cooking every night. She be cooking dinner. She was like, I can rub your feet. I want to rub your feet. I want to do this for my man. I want to do this. Really into you on this and that. And she have proved it over time. I didn't just meet this chick. I done known this chick a year. And so giving her the opportunity to prove herself, but being critical. I'm very critical. I'm always complaining about things that I don't like, to mold her, to deprogram her from behaviors that I don't like. To the fifth. Appreciate that, fam. He said, good stream. You know what I'm saying? So, I gotta look at by how I want the rest of my life to go. And I want children, I want a family, I want people to leave my stuff too. That's look, my trust. I really don't have anybody to trust for my trust. I would rather trust my own children. I'd rather them to be the trustees, really, truly, my own children. Not my sister, not my pops, not my this, not my dad. My wife, my children, my clan. The people that's going to carry my name. So for me, wanting what I want out of life, and wanting to, it's for me, it's good to be able to provide a better life to somebody, bring somebody worthy out of poverty into a better situation. So part of my showing my value is showing her, that it's an extreme benefit to being with me. So when she came to this is where I was at, This is where I was at. And my thing for the gentleman is to remember it's a value exchange. It's not just you getting what you want from her. It's a value exchange. You don't go to McDonald's and just ask for a burger. You got to give them money. They give you a burger. You value the burger. They value the money. Exchange. Sexual marketplace, dating marketplace. It's a market. People looking for value. So what value am I looking for? Yeah, I'm looking for reproductive value. I'm looking for beauty. I don't want no ugly ass kids. You know what I'm saying? What's she looking for? Security. So every time when I come there, she can see that I'm of means. I always have a car. I always have a really nice place in the best location. I'm always generous with her and making sure that even after I leave and go back home, she got like a month or whatever worth of money. I'm sending her money to cover situations. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta do my part. And I think I just wish more men in the manosphere would understand that they got a part to do, in this. You got to show your value too. You can't put all of that on her. You got to show your value. What are you going to bring to the table? Why should she be with you? You got to demonstrate that. So, I'm going to pay my wife a paycheck. I'm going to pay my wife a paycheck. So right now I'm in the girlfriend stage, and it's a fun stage. It's real sensual. You know, it's honeymoon phase, is, you know, everything feeling good, plentiful sex, relationships evolve. So, you know, the stage where you are is a special stage. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a good, it's a learning experience. It's a um rewind of something at a different time a while back, you know what I mean, where things were like that. So yeah. So that's where I'm at right now with it, with the whole SPI relationship type thing. You know what I mean? Just enjoying the phase that I'm in and making sure that I can get to the next phase. You know what I mean? With intentions. And I was talking to my homie about the failures. You know, because now that I'm at a point where I'm actually thinking about legal marriage, not in the United States, of course, you know, people might be thinking like,
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
but at a position to where I'm at now and the way I've learned over the years and the way I've kind of arranged my stuff and, you know, all of that is possible. And I think for me, the legal structure and everything like that has been well planned out. So now the more thing that I'm focusing on is actually the interpersonal. Do I have enough faith that this person is marriage minded? So part of it, our communication is programming my expectation. Like I said, I pay. It's my job to pay. You don't got to worry about that. That's my job. You know, you got a job. You just focus on doing your job for me, and I'll do my job for you. Hold up.
Ain't nobody got more money than Lord Hybrid up in here.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid, I see you, sir. Salute.
The big home.
Lord Hybrid. My boy got them bands, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid. Get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, man. Everything is all relationships are monetized, and if they're not monetized, they're not sustainable. Man and woman relationships, you know. And I just got to a point to where I wanted to start dating with purpose, and I had failures, you know, along the way. I definitely had failures. Remember I had a sugar baby I was trying to make into a wife. And I wanted to work so badly, but just didn't work. Wasn't the right person. So that's why now I'm focusing so much on the person and the programmability and making sure that I do program constantly the individual and constantly judging their reactions and their feedback. But I made those mistakes.
Spent $6,000 on this thing. Know what the hell I was thinking. Because I broke up with her again tonight, and I don't know, it might stick this time. So I might have a $6,000, memorabilia type thing. I don't know. Why the hell you let me do this shit, nigga? I blame you. It's your fault. You didn't even try to talk me out of it. Asshole.
Yeah, I had my failures. I tried too hard. Always wanted family. Didn't always have resources, but I always wanted family. At this point, I had I attained some resources, as far as income. I didn't own any property, but I had a little bit of resources in terms of my business. And I made mistakes when engaging in that sugar baby or monetized relationship. All monetized relationships ain't sugar babies, but sugar babies are one of the monetized relationship styles. Marriage is a monetized relationship style. When you see those divorcees in court, they're fighting over money and resources, not love. So marriage also is a monetized relationship. And with this one, I was paying on a weekly basis, as well as keeping up her beauty and taking her shopping and taking her on nice trips and nice outings, dinners and things. So I was spending on her, but because I had her on a well, she was Americanized. She was living in subsidized housing from the government. So she was a domestic, subsidized black, naturalized black, by the way, but black. So she got the government to pay for her and loan her money for college. Her and her mama was living in government housing. So I didn't understand how the subsidization affected their mentality, and also combined with the me paying and everything. So their entitlement goes up, their ambition goes up, but they don't understand that they're dirt poor. And without the government, they would be living it because they never not had the government. So they don't know the real bottom of the floor. And so I made mistakes with her. And ultimately, because I wasn't assertive enough in constantly expressing my expectations and my disapproval, when she did things I didn't like, I wouldn't say nothing. So with certain behavioral things and putting into that situation, which I lost control of the individual, and it just didn't go the way I wanted it to go, even though I had bought her this nice pretty ring.
Spent $6,000 on this thing.
Still didn't go the way I wanted it to go, and I had everything in place that I should have had. So when you listen to these, people tell you certain lifestyles, you gotta live it to learn the nuances and then adjust. And for me, it's still a viable thing. Just something I don't want to do domestically with a domestic person. And by the way, I took the ring back and got my $6,000 back and bought Bitcoin. Yeah, so it's not always going to go, and you have to learn. My homeboy, he recently ended a situation with a sugar baby. He tried to make a housewife, but he tried to make it where it was everything in terms of a wife and in terms of support without the document. And his mistake was over investment into the situation. And he worked for years to create a situation. She was a offshore. So he copped a place where she lived, which I didn't have a problem with it. But I did advise him that, this one was a little bit older, like in her 30s or whatever, early 30s, but I think he overinvested and sacrificed too much of his own personal comfort and made bad financial decisions, mortgage and stuff, sacrificing his vehicle. But now he has a place, and then he put another place for them. And when it was time for her to move in, she just wasn't getting the cooperation, and it just didn't work. I think his problem was overinvestment and being too giving, and then not understanding that she didn't want a real relationship. She just wanted a, kind of a not distant, but a casual sugar relationship where it wasn't so much time invested, limited time. The more time he spent with her, the less she wanted that with him. So, I advised him on that, but he had to see it all the way through to his own conclusion, which he did, and he learned from that. Another part of his problem was he was infatuated with her, and she knew that, which is bad. So I'm not infatuated with my chick, and I like her personality, but am I infatuated with her? She's very beautiful, extremely beautiful, youthful, beautiful, but I'm not infatuated with her. I just see it as going back. Hey, you got a lot of fertility window. You're attractive. You're giving me beautiful children, young and strong. We have just interpersonal compatibility. We get along well. There's things that need to be continually tweaked and changed, but I'm doing that over time. And it's just a situation that I feel like I can control. And that's what I like the most about it. And that's what I need the most. I need a situation that I can control. If I can control the situation, then it's more than likely a situation that has a potential to be viable and sustainable.
Yo, Lord Hybrid, I'm gonna agree with you too.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's I'm at monetized relationship 2.0. Now, the geographical issue. Like being with an American, that was really the problem. So now I corrected the geographical error that I made of having a domestic, as well as being somewhere where I like to be and where I want to build a life and have a dual life strategy. And it's more, more data I was able to collect over more time and reconfigure the situation and then plug in a better other person, the better girlfriend, the better potential fiance and wife, the better potential mother of my children, more completely uneducated, which is very important to me. Can I stand no educated chicks? And everybody know that. So totally uneducated. We have the language barrier, but we'll get beyond that. That's just a matter of time. So yeah, but also let's see what else can I mean, I think both of us, me and my homeboy, we got caught up in the physical beauty, which is easy to get caught up in. And I'm still caught up in the physical beauty of my the chick that I'm with now. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate her physical beauty, but I would say it was more so before. Not that she's more beautiful, not that the ex was more beautiful, but I was less um cognizant of having to be aware of that and having to, know how to handle that. So I was dealing with,
Where did we left off?
you was talking.
Huh?
You were talking.
Yes, so I was telling you that, yeah, for me, like everything changed on that trip to South Carolina. It was like this lingering fear that was just there now. Like it just changed everything. And I tried to make myself feel better about it, but I couldn't feel better about it. I was just really ill at ease about.
Yeah, she was talking about I fussed her out on the way on the trip to South Carolina for something she did that was bad. And she just hung on that. I couldn't get past that. And that's everything changed on that trip. And I was like, see, that's all that psychology shit. That's what that is. That's that psychology. That's the psychology shit that I don't believe in. So I ended up getting tricked up into this educated woman who got caught in her feelings, and she's doing a lot worse now. Yeah, that was for her. This was for her. She's doing a lot worse now. She's doing a lot worse now, and I'm doing a lot better now in a lot of ways. But definitely on the girlfriend side, I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better vacations. I'm doing a lot better income. I'm just overall doing a lot better. Yeah, I had to get a fucking. I'm doing a lot better. So she is missing out on being a part of me doing a lot better and being able to do a lot better with me. Yeah. So it's real. It's definitely real. Yeah, dealing with an educated woman, dealing with an American woman, or dealing with an educated domestic, dealing with an educated domestic. And I didn't have nothing set up when I was thinking about making that proposal. I didn't have trust, and I didn't have anything. I was gonna do a prenup and that was it. So, I've since learned more information. So um it's just like way back in the day when I said if your girl trips, leave and get a better chick. And when your situation crumbles, it's just like me. I had a business before this and it fell because I had undependable people with me. So I reconfigured, I did something different. And I took all the lessons I learned from before and applied it to this business. And it was very successful. It's going to be the same thing in my personal relationships. Taking everything that I've cumulatively learned over my life and achieve wisdom and apply them to constantly increase my standing in whatever situation in which I engage. So you know, I'm gonna be able to get everything I want. I remember I did a stream with King Riches one time, and he would say, you getting older, about what about this, what about that? I said, I truly believe that I'm gonna get everything I want out of life. I'm gonna get more wealth, I'm gonna get family, I'm gonna get everything. You know what I mean? There's nobody who can tell me that I'm not gonna get that. I just believe that it's in the cards for me, and I'm working to building that. So getting smarter and navigating better is a big part of it. But yeah, mistakes were made. Mistakes have been corrected. More mistakes may be made, but I'm definitely gonna keep going in the trajectory. So, my wife's gonna get paid a paycheck. I'm living the SPI girlfriend lifestyle. And I've learned from my monetized relationship failures. I'm going to keep going forward. I'm going to keep refining everything. I took aspects of the masculine space and all its different iterations and plucked what information I could and kept it and kept moving. And that's what I'm doing. Keep going forward. But at this stage of my life, for the things that I've seen in my personal life, I realized that family is important for me. And I'd probably marry my girl. I'll probably marry my girl whenever she gets pregnant. Because I want my children to be born in wedlock. And I just reviewed, like, I come from in wedlock going as far as back as traceable. My parents were married when I was born. grandma and my grandpa was married. My great grandparents was married. So from both sides on both lines, I was married. But within my family, you know, I see generations in my generation that wasn't born in wedlock, and they fared. Even my sister, my sisters that wasn't born in wedlock, they're doing worse. The ones born in wedlock, like my other sister, she's married, been married for years, has an adult son in the military academy, and her husband is doing their thing. Her husband just retired from the military. They living overseas, you know, loving it. The people that I grew up with that was not born in marriage, they're struggling. And so just going far as up, and I just looking around my family, the people born not in wedlock are doing worse in the long run. The people who were born in wedlock are doing better, and I'm doing better. And I came out of a household, I was raised with a lot of people. And really, I'm the only one doing good. Only me. And I was the only one born in wedlock of everybody that I grew up in the house with. So for me, it's just a sacrifice and the risk that I'm gonna have to take just to get the blessing from God for my legacy, my living legacy, my children and their children. So she becomes pregnant. That's when I'm really gonna sit her down and start telling her about marriage with detail. Take her to the Bible, understand her role, understand what I want, agree to all of that, understand my long-term vision. Understand my long-term vision. Understand, as much as I could put it onto her that I value. And it's not, help her understand that it's not about just us two. It's about future generations, many future generations that neither of us will live to meet. It's about them. So I'm at that point and I'm gonna seize the opportunity. It's not a perfect situation, but there's no such thing as a perfect situation. But I'm gonna go for what I want all the way. And yeah, I deserve it. I think I do. I put in the work. I put myself in position. I went through the ups and downs. I went through the pain. I had my fun. But what used to be fun to me isn't fun to me anymore. So I gotta do what I gotta do for myself at this point in my life.
I told you this, nigga, 2 years ago, you was gonna get left. I told you this, nigga.
In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
I ain't got no motherfucking boss.
SP motherfucking I.
When you look at what Lord Hybrid is saying, he's right about all that, really.
What the fuck you do that for?
Stay the fuck away from these hoes, the dumb motherfuckers. Like, god damn.
You ain't black.
What the fuck is you looking at?
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
Ain't nobody got more money than Lord Hybrid up in here?
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid, I see you, sir. Salute.
The big home.
Lord Hybrid. My boy got them bands, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid. Get the fuck out of here.
Ain't nobody slinging no dick in here but Big Daddy, because he's the only one paying bills.
Right.
Because I told you last night don't be fucking smoking if you ain't got my fucking money. I told you that shit last night, right? If you ain't got my money.
The freedom bell ring got me flying like a free, flying like an eagle. Let's go! Free! Let's go!
You know, and my daughters, you know what they're being taught to be? Wives and mothers. Oh, you want to be ignorant. No, college is what makes you stupid.
But if you believe in God, believe in
SP motherfucking I.
believe in that, for real.
Lord Hybrid, okay? Big up to Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid. Lord Hybrid. Shout out to Lord Hybrid. Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
I'm saying.
Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid. Lord Hybrid.
And then I want to give an acknowledgement to my rich friends in the building. Shout out to Lord Hybrid.
Nigga got money. I'm getting money out here independently. I own my own brands 100%. And I bought the G-Wagon cash. Lord Hybrid.
Ain't nobody got more money than Lord Hybrid up in here?
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid, I see you, sir. Salute.
The big home.
Lord Hybrid. My boy got them bands, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid.
Lord Hybrid.
The big home.
Thank you, Lord Hybrid. Get the fuck out of here.
Spent $6,000 on this thing. Know what the hell I was thinking. Cause I broke up with her again tonight, and I don't know, it might stick this time. So I might have $6,000, you know, memorabilia type thing. I don't know. Why the hell you let me do this shit, nigga? I blame you. It's your fault. You didn't even try to talk me out of it. Asshole.
Ain't nobody got.
Get the fuck out of here.